As our lives become increasingly digital, understanding how to protect ourselves and our loved ones from online threats is more important than ever. One of the top global cybersecurity and cyber warfare specialists, who happens to be CEO of Huntress and a legitimate ethical hacker, Kyle Hanslovan, is here to help us navigate the digital world safely. Kyle, cybersecurity is crucial for families today. Why is it so important to be aware of online threats?
So if you think about it, like everything we do today is online, right? And everything online nowadays has an app involved. And last I checked, whether it's a social app, a video game, or even something basic, they're all asking for two things. One, please exchange information. The other one is usually communicating with others, especially on the social side. So we're kind of more than ever asked to expose more privacy than ever. So as a result, we kind of have to remember yesterday's tactics for staying safe no longer apply today, let alone tomorrow.
How do online predators typically operate?
They try to use urgency. Hey, I've got you this one thing that you can't get from the game, or you owe tax money. And it's the same tactic. Separate you from people that are going to be able to give you advice to, stay away from these folks. And then use urgency to kind of let your guard down and force you into doing something you wouldn't traditionally do.
How can malware infect family devices, and what measures can prevent these infections?
So I can tell you for my kids who've dealt with this firsthand, they love to go and play online games. So they start searching how they can get it for free. And this is the perfect way that leads them to shady websites that download apps. And what's wild is sometimes the software actually works, but what they don't realize is somebody shady on the other end is kind of packed it full with that just little bit of virus that's either going to steal information. And that's one of the things you just never really know of when you're using some of this kind of nefarious software. Those are the type of, again, scenarios that are going to lure you in. And even though you might not have had malware, when you fall for their uninstaller or their cleaner, that might be just enough to, get you to bite, and then they have access to you.
What precautions should families take when making online purchases or banking online?
Passwords are so easy to guess nowadays. The thing that I try to advise anybody, you cannot reuse that same password, but if you are falling victim or let's be real, sometimes we're just conveniently lazy, you have to use that two-factor authentication.
And lastly, what immediate steps should families take to mitigate damage and recover from cybersecurity breaches?
Everybody's going to get hacked. So the first thing I try to normalize it is there isn't shame. This is just the result of the technical world we're in. But I always try to calm people down that just because somebody has compromised one thing doesn't guarantee that they're going to be able to move to other things quickly. If you lost your account, don't let it go, without doing that password reset or following the emergency recovery instructions, because you'll give the criminals enough time to resell your access to other criminals, and then you've got a big problem.
Keeping you up to date with the latest tech, I'm Will Armstrong for Coast to Coast.